have here. It's a multi-species bass channel where we fish out of kayaks and john boats and float tubes, bank fish, redfish, speckled trout, whatever, mostly bass though. Today's video, we're talking about life jackets. We shot 2 other videos. I will link them, go take a look. One is to help you buy your first kayak, another one is to help you pick the right paddle, and today we want to talk about life jackets. No matter what you do, whether it's a john boat, a float tube, or a kayak, the first thing you need is a good life jacket. So we're gonna go through some different life jackets. Now what I did is I walked through the garage and I grabbed every life jacket I had. Reggie grabbed his out of the truck, Fishtails RVA grabbed his, my brother Keith grabbed his, and we piled them all up on the RS. And we're gonna talk about each life jacket. All life jackets are not the same. All life jackets are not just as good as the other. And you can't, well, I got one. There's a reason why they cost different, they do different things. If you're gonna wear it all day kayaking, there are life jackets that will make you hate life. Just saying, you're not gonna wanna keep it on. A good kayak life jacket is one that you can comfortably wear for 14, 15, like literally
the whole day. Me,
Reggie, and my brother literally wore our jackets for 16 hours one day.
In 100-degree weather.
Epic. Epic. Keith will never forget this. But 16 hours. Had I had on a piece of trash life jacket that didn't breathe, I would have probably risked overheating, heat exhaustion. I would have taken it off. Where we were was dangerous. It's the kind of place where help ain't coming. Cannot take that life jacket off, okay? Even if I was to fall or get hurt, the life jacket is gonna make it so that Reggie, who's with me, because don't do it by yourself, could actually get me out of the water, right? Without putting himself at risk. If you don't know this, if you're new to this, the rule for saving someone, especially with water, but the rule for saving someone is only if you don't become in need of saving. So if saving me would put Reggie at risk, the rule is he is not to try to save me, because now you got to rescue 2 people instead of 1. So having on your life jacket means that somebody could get you without undue risk to themselves. So with most things, it's not just about what you want. It's not just about your inconvenience. It's sometimes just thinking about the other person. Because if I'm fishing with you and you go in the water, I'm coming to get you. But if you have just been totally disregarding, now I'm trying to save you, but you risk my life because of your choice. So this is a much bigger thing. I'm kind of on my soapbox here, but I want you to understand that, okay? If you're on the water, maritime law says you have to render aid, but the law also says don't attempt to save someone if it risks your life in the process. So those are the 2 things here, okay? I gotta come get you, but if coming to get you means I might die, now I don't. So make a smart choice, guys. Wear the life jacket no matter where you're paddling. So with all that, I'm getting off my soapbox. We're gonna talk about life jackets. Let's do the little orange.
Let's do the
Everybody seen these? This is like the summer camp life jacket. So when you went and rented a paddle boat with your friends or whatever, they gave you the life jacket. This is what you need to be legal. Game warden pulls up on you. Got a life jacket? Yeah, I got that thing. Okay, you're legal. That is trash. That is like, I
so
put it on
uncomfortable.
I put it on my child.
Goofy.
That's why I have it. I bought it for my kid. Because when you're little, there aren't a lot of life jacket choices when you're little.
Yep.
This will save your life. But you're trying to paddle, that strap just rubbing all day underneath, because it actually goes underneath your armpit. You paddling all day with that? You know, I don't think I can fit this. I bought it for Kenai, but like the way this works, it's literally around your neck like this. You paddling all day like that?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Now, the way this is designed, why I bought it for my child, when he goes in the water, you're in the water like this. Like, this is above water. Everything else is below. You're now like a bobber. So you're kind of hung yourself on a life jacket.
It does the purpose, but it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it'll save your life. And I can come up behind and I can grab my kid and snatch him out of the water, or this strap goes around the body. I could reach under him and grab that strap and I get my kid in the boat. So for what this is for, it works. But again, this is going on a 5 or 6 year old, not on an adult paddling all day. So that's one. It'll make you legal, Coast Guard certified, but that's about it.
I'll do the Bass Pro one next.
I'll do Bass Pro. So this is a little upgrade. I bought this for Caleb.
Actually, the adult size of this exact one was my first PFD.
Yeah. Now, got a little bit more feature here. See this mesh? That helps you to not get hot. But I'm gonna tell you from experience, because when Caleb wore this in the summer, I was always worried about him getting too hot because he's completely encapsulated here. There's no ventilation. He's just, and this is foam. This is insulation. So I wanted him to wear this all day in the Chesapeake, but there were times where I would literally have to make the decision to let him take it off, because I'm not only trying to manage his safety with falling in the water, but I'm trying to manage him from having heat stroke or heat exhaustion and us creating a secondary emergency situation. Good life jacket. They started to do a little something here. Again, this would be legal. This is actually really good. So I always, whenever we run a boat, like run an outboard, tournament fishing requires that, and if the motor is on, that you have a vest on, like if the gear is engaged, that you have on a life jacket. So this is really good for that because it zips, but then it's got secondary buckles. A lot of people don't realize that secondary buckle is for like impact. If you get thrown from the boat and the zipper fails, that nylon shouldn't fail. It'll keep the vest on you, and this allows you to cinch the vest a little tighter. You pull that together, so it allows it to be more snug. But it's a secondary, because if you're moving in a bass boat at 60 miles an hour and you get ejected, you're hitting concrete. The water's concrete. It'll rip your vest off or break the zipper. So the secondary latches are very important, especially if it's your kid. But you're going to get hot wearing this. August in Virginia, paddling with us all day. I was always afraid he was going to get too hot. So once he got big enough, I was glad to get him out of that vest. But it'll be legal and it'll be safe. It actually has this D-ring. Kayak vests typically don't have that. A lot of people don't know. This is to clip the kill switch on an outboard too. So you have to have a dead man switch on the outboard. If you get ejected from the boat, that rope pulls, it disconnects the outboard, and that's important. Even on an adult vest if you're running a boat, because that motor will torque steer and it will just keep doing a circle. And if you're in the water, it'll keep doing that circle and it gets wider and wider until the boat literally runs you over. It will run you over. You have to run that kill switch. It's got to be attached to a D-ring on the life jacket. You get ejected, it kills the power to that motor, and that will save your life. So enough on that one. Change it up. One of yours?
Yeah, we can do mine.
This is Reggie's.
So, I mean, holy crap, I just realized this. I've had this vest and I've used this vest longer than I've known you.
Wow.
We're at 4 years and I had this before. So this is the Astral V8. The reason I got this was, again, talking about breathability, ventilation. So life jackets all have to have the same amount of foam in them to keep you buoyant. So what these guys did is they put more of it in the front and put a fin back. So when you're in your kayak, you're not gonna be hunched forward. A lot of people that get into kayak fishing, they don't like to wear their PFD because it's not comfortable. There's too much padding back here. It's hitting the seat and it makes it uncomfortable. So like that.
Even though it's got more mesh than the blue one, that's the problem. Now you're pushed forward like a full 1.5 inches.
So these guys put a vent right along your spine and they made it thinner. The other thing I like about this jacket is compartments. I can put my cell phone and keys in a compartment, soft plastics if I wanted to. If I just wanted to be a minimalist and not take tackle, I could just put what I need in the pouches. I have my knife on there, whistle, more storage pockets under here, tool holder on this side, and then this is the best part. Comes with a koozie.
Koozie.
Stick your drinks there.
Now, one of the big things you notice when we go from those other vests that we just covered, including the little green one that made an appearance, now we're into a fishing specific vest, more leaning towards kayaking. You see all the functionality that's here? Oh, you're gonna pay for that.
Yes.
We're talking $24, $25, $15 vests under here. We're north of 100 for these.
This one is actually just under 2.
Under 2.
I want to say it was like 180, I think.
He used to sell boats. He probably got a discount.
I mean, I got a hell of a discount. Man.
So, and all of them,
this
I didn't
is the
show
first
you.
boat I've ever paid retail for.
Well, we do have whistles. I keep mine on the lanyard inside of the pockets on mine. I won't pull it out, but you got to have a whistle.
Yeah, I keep the whistle here. little pair of scissors here, and then I usually have paracord, but I actually had to use that paracord and I haven't replaced it. So I kayak no matter what weather is. Warren and I went out, it was what, 28 degrees out on the lake?
Air temp was 28.
There was ice at the boat ramp.
Yep. I slid.
How many times have you slid while kayaking? I see the video playing back of us on the river.
Whatever.
I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, we'll cut to that.
But this is a storm hood. So if a downpour starts coming in and I don't want to get wet, I can throw this on, and usually I wear a hat, so it has this little lip here where it'll catch the front of your hat. So everything is protected. And then it has reflectors on there. The reasoning for this is, one, if I'm out there in fog conditions or it's raining and I'm on a lake, boats will see me. But the other side of, if somebody has to find me, let's say I fall out and they're trying to find me, when they're flying helicopters or people on the banks, they'll be able to see you. So hopefully I never have to use that, but it's a cool feature that it has it, and that is why I honestly went with the Ronny Fisher and why I'll stick going with them.
And he talked about helicopter. That's not a stretch. We're in Virginia,
Nope.
and we fish the Chesapeake Bay. The Coast Guard having to come get people like us is a weekly occurrence where they literally do have to go get you. So it is something to think about, but a lot of you guys fish in the Great Lakes. I've had people message me talking about, hey, I fish Lake Superior. I'm like, in a kayak? Why would you do that? Like, that sounds like going to the bay is one thing, but like, I've seen the waves on the Great Lakes. No, thank you. No, thank you. So it's funny because this is a V8.
This is the Ronny Fisher.
That's the Ronny Fisher.
Yeah.
So I actually used the same brand. You want to pass me mine? I bought the blue one, and I loved it so much that I then went and bought the gray one and the
And
red
look at the
one.
weight difference in between these two.
Yeah. So all of them, you know, the other two, if you hold up the gray one, it's the same one, but there's more functionality, more clips and things on it. But this is a super specific kayak vest, okay? Like I said, I keep whistles in the pockets, but this is ventilated. Air goes right through the foam, right to the inside. It's got mesh against it. Your body is never up against the vinyl or the foam. There's always air gap going around you. Just like he said with the thin back, this took it a bit further and made this super thick right up around my shoulders, but this is completely flush. So if I'm sitting in a bona fide seat, when I actually did this fishing, Fishtails RVAs over here, I actually did this. I was on the lake and I was sitting, I wasn't catching fish, and I leaned my head back. The seat stopped here.
Mm-hmm.
My head literally bumped up here. I fell asleep. I was in the middle of the lake, asleep.
While I was catching fish.
Yeah, probably he was catching fish. I went to sleep fishing, but I leaned my head back and I was gone. But completely open, not in the way of my seat. Air goes through the whole thing. Air holes through the front, and adjustable shoulder straps. It still has the secondary buckle I talked about, and attachment to put a knife on it. If you look at my gray one, which is my new one, it's got all that same stuff, the ventilation, the holes through the front, but they added pockets, and they added a pocket for pliers and a couple places to clip things and a D-ring. I can put stuff up here. I still got an attachment for a dive knife, and I've got the straps to adjust it all the way around. And actually, like I said, sometimes you got to help people.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually designed with like mole, this strap. If I needed to pull you, I could grab you behind your head because it's going to keep your head up out of water. I can pull you. So a lot that you don't think about when you pick up a vest that it's meant to do. But I like this one so much. Hashtag not sponsored by Astral. I do know them, but they're not sponsoring me. That I bought this red one for Caleb. When he graduated out of that blue one, I could finally get him a new vest. I got this red one for him. Last year, he was right just at the limit to be able to fit a vest. These things are not cheap, and the company, I mean, they don't make something this good for someone who's 8, 9, 10 years old. So if you're that young, you're gonna have to accept the compromise. But then he's the size of a very small adult, or he's like about as big as his mom. There's more people his size, especially like my sister's size. He's kind of right there. Adults who paddle that now he can start getting into a real kayak vest. So I immediately went to the store and bought him one of these because I know he will not overheat, and it's got enough padding and functionality. I would trust my kid in it, but don't skimp on your life jacket.
One last thing about the Astrals that I completely forgot, and it actually just did its job to remind me, is that Astrals, all of them actually have reflective all over them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So if you look,
The piping and everything.
this is all reflective material. So the back of the logo,
This, all
I'm
that.
pretty sure even this, the zipper.
Yeah. You
So-
hit it with a spotlight, it'll glow, just like running wear.
Yep.
Yeah, just like running shoes. This is this Keith's?
That's mine.
Okay. This is Ron Fishtails RVA's vest. Like I said, we got all of them to kind of show you the difference. How you do? He wears this all day when we fish. You don't overheat or anything, do you?
No.
No.
This is like a combination of my Ronny Fisher and the V8 combined. It has the front
Now
and that.
we do have to work on him a little bit because the one thing I noticed. Hold your life jacket up. You see my old one and look at Reggie's and then look at Ron's. One looks like it just came off the shelf. Two do not.
clean.
He doesn't go to the rivers with us. He hadn't had to drag his boat through the woods and slide down an embankment and fall down or drag it a mile through a section of rocks. So this year,
We could change that.
yeah, we need to change that. We got to get this thing dirty. We got to get him to fall down in the mud once.
Sounds like a proposal.
But very different. Still, you got the flat back with the flotation right behind the head. So this isn't going to put you face down in the water because that's going to hold your torso up and that's going to cradle your head and you're going to float like this. That's how all of them are designed, to cradle the back of your head just to keep you above water. If you're unconscious but still breathing, you don't want to be face down. He's got a lot of accessory attachments on here. He's got a pocket, he's got a knife, he's got his whistle. I got the same whistle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets, 2 D loops. He's got 2 D ring attachments
one
for
in the
gear
back.
at the bottom. He's got another one here. I guess that's to hang it up to dry.
That, or grab somebody
Yep.
as well.
Okay.
Good.
But this is an NRS Chinook. The other ones were Astral Ronny Fisher, Astral V8, and then we had your generic at the store ones. This one's a little bit weight-wise, it's a little heavier, but I think he's got a knife and everything, so it's not really a fair comparison. But if you look at it overall, like look at the different color zippers. This is just like a pretty vest. Like it's actually attractive. Like somebody tried to make it look nice.
They definitely did a good job. I mean, you look
I
in
like that.
any kayaking forum and you ask what's the top PFD, the NRS Chinook is always in the top 3.
It has that little Velcro closure right there. You can actually pop it open and put your rod,
Right here.
rod
Yep.
around. Yep.
Oh, kind of
So
like
I forgot
for
about that.
fly
Yeah.
fishermen.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like if you're standing in the river, you clip your rod won't go in the water. That's a nice touch. Now, how much was this?
a little over 100 of
Yeah. So it's not too bad.
That was a
It's
little
right
over
there with the
100.
V8.
Yeah.
I think my V8 was like 140.
Yeah.
My V8s were 140, and you said this one was
Pretty sure it was like 180.
180. So that's why I said on the other video, invest in the life jacket, invest in the paddle because they transfer to the new boat,
Yep.
and get whatever boat you can afford. But we wear these all day. We get there before the sun comes up, get that chopwater bite, and we fish at least till 5 p.m. I typically fish till dark. So 15, 16 hours in a vest is not uncommon. You don't want something that's going to kill you to wear it. So a longer video, but this is an educational video. I hope you found some benefit here. Ask your comments. This is super adjustable. I've never actually held this vest before.
Yeah.
The amount of sizing adjustments on this, like this buckle, it has the front buckle, but then you also got 2 adjustments on the same buckle. Like,
And one last thing is the way a PFD is supposed to fit is a lot of people will put on a PFD. It's like, oh, I'm wearing it. But when you pull up, you can literally slide it right off of them.
yeah.
That is not the proper way to wear it. You want it to be tight, but comfortable. You want to be able to breathe. It's a very fine area.
I've actually
but-
got a video where I did that with Caleb at the store. We're at Appomattox River Company, and I put one on. When I pulled it, like his head went down here, and we had to take him out. And when we got that one, we tightened it down as much as we could. When I pulled it, he lifted.
Yep, that's what you want.
Yeah, it's kayak paddles, kayak vests, kayak buying. if we need to do another video, ask for it. And there's 4 of us out here.
We'll do the motors.
We'll do something. Oh yeah, we're about to put a Bixby on a Bonafide. Stay tuned for that video. Bixby jet on a Bonafide. Not my Bonafide, because I'm a purist. I will paddle for life. I will never motorize my boat.
Just wait till I get mine and me.
Fight me, bro.
All 3 of us will just do circles around it all day long.
Fight me.